Welcome to Debbie's Back Porch. So glad you could join us tonight. Well, you see my trusty cast iron skillet heating up. And I'm going to make a little low-carb treat. We're having a nice pork roast for dinner. And I want to have something yummy to go with it. A bowl of cabbage and carrots and onions. You can do this with any kind of winter vegetables. It's January the 10th. And we just picked a head of cabbage, even though we've had some heavy frost. The cabbage is fine. So I have half a head of cabbage here. I have an onion. I have a couple of carrots that we did pull. But if you have broccoli and cauliflower, you can do the same thing with broccoli and cauliflower, or any mixture of vegetables, rutabaga, turnip, whatever you've got. I have bacon grease in the pan, and I'm letting it get good and hot. And I'm just going to put these vegetables in here. I might have to let it get a little too hot. But I do want them to brown a little bit. And I'm going to turn them to get the bacon grease throughout. Okay, we have it all in the pan. I'm going to stir it around a little bit. Distribute the bacon grease. Put a little bit of it on the cabbage and the onions and the carrots throughout. And I'm going to sprinkle it with salt. And we're going to sprinkle it with a little black pepper. And I'm going to cover it. I've got it on medium heat. Going to let it cook this way for about 5 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, there's our timer. So you see that's wilted down quite a bit. Still pretty. It has the bacon grease, the salt and the pepper cooked through it. We talk about cooking from scratch all the time, and one of the reasons that I push and the people in our group push for cooking as much from scratch as possible is not only because it's healthier for you, but because it's more flavorful. When you go and buy something packaged in the store, in a can, even in the freezer, but mostly in boxes, that's been processed and much of the goodness has come out of it, but much of the flavor has come out of it too. So in order to get you to buy it, the flavor is added back in the form of artificial flavorings. And when you're cooking from scratch and you save things like, say, bone broth, if you make bone broth, you have that yummy goodness to add back into the food you cook. And if you start with fresh quality vegetables and save the drippings from the meat you cook, save the bone broth from the meat you cook, then you're adding flavor in that's not artificial and that's very healthy. This was a cup of beef bone broth. You can do this same recipe using the drippings from a roast beef, roast pork, baked chicken, or broth that you've made. I'm going to let this cook at a medium-high heat for about another 5 minutes, and it'll be ready to eat, and we'll plate it up. Well, here you have it. Winter vegetables, steamed, fried, braised is actually what you would have to call it, in beef broth, with bacon grease, and all of those flavors are running through it. It's kind of hot. Ooh, it's very hot. But the flavor that you've added back in with the bone broth and the bacon grease, it's not just cabbage anymore. It's a delightful side dish. Low carb, eat all you want. Thank you for joining us on Debbie's Back Porch. So glad to have you. See you again tomorrow.